So there's the camera.
There's the camera right there?
Yeah. So, brother Robert Lee Franks III.
Brother John Majerowski.
We're doing UFOs on the level,
off the grid.
That's it. We have zero power.
I do.
We're rolling with solar panels
45 minutes.
in the middle of the woods
Help me feel good.
in southern Ohio. And came down here to get away.
Back injuries and back injuries.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. My bourbon wench is coming. Thank you so much for it.
Thanks, Fred. Look at that.
Nothing works until I
So we're here and we're hanging out. We said we would do this. We're doing it.
Yes, we did.
So what are we gonna do?
We're going to talk about everything. What comes to mind first? How's life been in the UFO world? How's our lady in white?
It's been crazy lately.
Really? What's going on?
Well, the day we came down here, I ghosted my online world for a real long time. I just had to have dudes call me that are in the UFO. This guy named James Ian Doley is a good dude. And he's like, "Where you been?" I'm like, "Hanging out in the woods with a bunch of fucking Rosicrucians." And he told me about the whole thing that's breaking down that CBS this morning, Sunday, tomorrow morning is going to have a big show. 60 Minutes is coming out Sunday night. The big show. It's all about UFOs. And Jacques Vallée had this book that was supposed to come out June 1st, and then they just put it out yesterday.
I know Chris Mellon's been talking about it, so has Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan just had Chris Mellon on, and they talked about a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, so I think I don't know what's with the ramp up, but it was supposed to be June 1st, and now it's just...
Well, wasn't there supposed to be a big debriefing within 180 days of this bill? You know more about that?
Yeah, so the end of June, they have to have an unclassified report on UAP. So all of the departments, all of the agencies have to have the unclassified report to the public, and they're going to have a classified report that goes to Congress about things they can't really reveal to the public, but that's coming out at the end of June. So I think that's the big ramp up, is to get this all out before that report comes out. I'm assuming that the report's going to have some weight. There's going to be some stuff in there that they're going to have to explain.
But why now?
That's the thing. That's the question that everybody's been asking. There's a guy, Grant Cameron, been researching UFOs for 40 years. And he said that something happened in 2016 where they turned a switch, where it was just we're getting it out, we're getting it out there. Everything's got to come out now. So that's why you had that New York Times article in 17, and then the show Unidentified Until the Stars came out. So something's happening where they can't stop it. I got a feeling something's coming. It's going to be visible to everybody, and they have to get on the right side of the narrative.
Well, wasn't there something about Werner von Braun said something to his secretary a long time ago that, humanity's going to deal with 4 different entities, and it was the Nazis, and then it was communism, then it was terrorism, and then it was supposed to be something out of our...
The fake alien threat, yeah. Yeah, so watch out for that. Could be it. There's some definitely indications it could be a false flag event where they say it's aliens when it's really just our tech that's kind of fooling people, but I don't know how you can do that globally for a long time. So I really do think something's coming. I think that something's going to come and present itself where there's no way that anybody can deny it. You can't just sit here and go, that thing in the sky isn't real. It's going to be It's going to be what are those things in the air all over the place?
Absolutely. And I was just sitting here thinking, I don't understand the whole one world government. What's the whole point of having everybody under one big thing? Technically, they're all working together right now. What's stopping,
The New World Order, that's what they're trying to do.
The New World Order.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We get blamed for that a lot, though, as Masons.
Always do. Because people are afraid what they don't know.
It's true. Just like this.
Yeah.
They don't know what these things are, where they're coming from, so they're scared. So maybe they're trying to spin that narrative, but, us being here now, tonight we're going to try some CE5. We're going to see what happens.
Who came up with that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if there's one definitive person that did it. I think that there was these guys called Ram Dis, I think. They're in Spain, and it was in the 70s that they were doing this type of, it's just meditation and basically chanting and raising your vibrations, everybody getting on the same level of this, making these tones,
Sure.
And in a group, and trying to raise your consciousness. And
is it like an Om, what Tibetan monks
do? It's
do?
Rama.
Yeah.
I think it's Rama, so it's Rama. So they would do that, and literally every time there's a video from the 70s up till now where they do it, and then these things show up every time.
Yeah.
And there's a guy named Dr. Stephen Greer who kind of jumped on board and did a lot of that and tried to kind of create his own thing. And some people say he gave it a bad name, but I don't know. At least he's doing something to get that out there. So you got people like Demi Lovato, who's have her own new UFO show, her own, coming out. Believe it or not, in the next couple months, she's going to shoot a show and talking about her UFO discovery with her brother and her best friend or something. It's like the most random weird thing, right?
I saw that in some kind of pop entertainment thing.
Yeah.
You know, aliens are in now again.
I guess.
You know?
She's just trying to, capitalize on anything to get the narrative out there, I guess. But
Of course. But how's this correlated with the white lady?
I don't know, man. I think that White Lady's part of the whole entire thing. I don't know. I don't think it's ships coming here from, Sirius.
space?
Yeah, I think it's always here and they're always around us. I think the lady's part of that. I think she's the earth, the mother, the goddess, the protector, the one. So I think she cares about us, and I think she cares about the planet. I think she cares about the planet more than she cares about us, but I think she's coming back because there's some things happening that we need to be ready for. I don't know if it's changes to the solar system, the sun, micronova. I don't know if there's environmental things that are happening. I don't know if there's going to be huge impacts or what, but I think she's trying to get us all ready.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's just the stuff that we always talk about. I mean, we can spend hours on the phone on different of these entities or beings, and people are seeing all these sightings. I love the one about black people see UFOs that you did with
Patricia Avant. Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
She was. Yeah, that was incredible. And it's just more, just like legalizing all the drugs. It's just an open conversation.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said for psychedelics and the connection to the universe. I mean, there's huge studies now, actual grant-funded studies for psychedelics and PTSD treatment and depression and all these other things, believe it or not. So I think that's a huge deal. And a lot of times people say that there's only 3 ways you can connect to these beings that are around us. It's like a lot of people have a near-death experience. Some people have to get to deep meditation, some type of deep meditation where you practice and raise your vibration. And another one is psychedelics. There's another one that people say they can enter this field to be able to communicate with these beings that are all around us, all the time.
Right.
So,
just like that, I was watching a little bit on that near-death experience show on Netflix.
Leslie Keane.
Leslie Keane.
Yeah, that's a great show. That's a great series.
And it went in there, and then it got into clairvoyancy, and I don't know how I feel about the different things with clairvoyancy because.
Yeah, that or are you talking about more of the mediumship?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where everybody hits a wall when it comes to mediumship. Like, was the table really floating?
Right.
I know you're tied up in a chair, but is that really you just changing your voice?
Yeah. Right. Well, that happened in the Ensville Poltergeist. If you ever seen The Conjuring 2, it's based off that. And it talks about how this English family, this girl was being terrorized by a demon. Actually, Ed and Lorraine Warren were 2 people who investigated that, and it was just very tough because when you look at the pictures and you see her floating in the air, it looks like she could just be jumping off a couch or I think it was a bed setting. I think they were in a bedroom when that happened. Mm-hmm. And then along with that, she just from the movie obviously doctors it up 20 times better, but is it that or it's just kids pulling pranks and bending spoons backwards?
Yeah.
Now don't get me wrong, I believe in ghosts, and I believe in other entities, and I believe that there's things that go bump in the night and everything. I mean, you can, and I believe there are people who are kind of like give off a frequency that it's like a moth to a flame.
Beacon.
A beacon. It's a perfect example.
Yeah.
And they just come. It's a deep focus. It's changing your brainwave frequencies, and getting into that deep state of meditation.
Yeah.
So
I think it's doable.
Yeah. So let's wait for that truck to go away.
That sounded like a Harley.
That was it?
Yeah. But
so.
Yeah, no, being out here with you guys has been super rad.
Yeah.
Chipmunks are here, everybody's here.
Woodpeckers are out here and
everything.
Yeah. I've been reading a fantastic book on Kabbalah and Freemasonry.
Oh, nice.
Now, Kabbalah is very difficult for me to understand, and if I had somebody here tonight that would actually get up here and talk about it, would be a great discussion because he can talk about it more better than me. But what's interesting, it's becoming one like God is what the book's portraying, and how when the fall of Adam happened from the beginning of this book is that how we need to correct ourselves. and hold ourselves and keep that balance, those balances scales within the tree of life. And I just think it's a very interesting spiritual approach. It's been around for almost 4,000 years, and now it's just kind of hitting more mainstream again.
Yeah, well, there's tenets of it sprinkled in our fraternity and other fraternities as well. I mean,
there's tenets sprinkled in tarot about it too.
Yeah.
You know, like I looked at some of the pictures in my tarot cards, and you see like these pentacles, and it's outlined of the tree of life. So it's sprinkled in everywhere.
Yeah.
It was just something they kept secret.
Yeah.
They didn't want everybody to know it.
Right.
You know, and it was passed down. Biggest thing with the Jewish tradition, it's an oral tradition,
right.
And they just pass it down and keep it sacred.
Yeah.
But now, media and everything is now, I think it's really coming back into popular demand.
Well, I think a lot of that says true about Freemasons too. I mean, a lot of it you can Google and you can find online, but I mean, not a lot of it without the context is just basically worthless, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, to be part of the spirit rituals and be part of the degrees is a lot different than actually just trying to read it and comprehend what you're going through. You have to physically go through the actual process of learning the degrees for it, I think, to make sense.
Yeah.
And it's not always right on the internet. You're not going to get what.
Now, the problem is the internet poisons a lot of different things, and people who don't do the experience already make assumptions. Again, it's the one thing about our fraternity. People fear for what they don't know.
Yeah.
They're on the outside looking in. You know, they don't want to do that, and they take things out of context, and they talk about our symbolism and stuff like that, but it actually brings you closer to your faith, brings it closer to the tenets and the principles that we're taught.
Yeah.
So they mean stuff. Symbolism means things. You know, just like the Egyptian with hieroglyphics.
Right.
And using different and other ancient cultures, using them to just have a hidden meaning that when you look at it,
it invokes a response.
It invokes a response. You know, you get 3 different things out of it. I mean, I sit in a lodge room, and even when I hear the lectures sometimes, even when I look at the symbolism, I'll notice something different every time. Just so many layers.
Yeah, I think so. There's a theory that ultra-terrestrials, so they're like from the Earth, they live here, they still live here, they always lived here, that they are here and they stay out of our way, but they communicate to us through symbology, through symbols. So whether that's, I don't know what it could be, crop circles, it could be regular symbols that we know from the fraternity, it could be, things in the sky, it could be rainbows, I mean, for all I know, but supposedly that's one of the theories, that it's an ultra-terrestrial presence that's been here forever, and they communicate only to us with symbols. So.
Absolutely. I think crop circles is interesting because are they, extraterrestrial, ultra-terrestrial? Are they man-made? Is it a group of people collectively putting a message out there? I mean, isn't it in Peru where they have giant animals and insects thrown out in the sand from the sky?
Yeah.
And they've been there for hundreds of years?
Thousands of years, I think.
Thousands of years?
Yeah, where you can only see them from the sky, you can't see them from the earth.
I mean, how were they able to pull that off?
I don't know.
Right, that's the fun. That's why we talk about this. That's why we, go in.
It's not like they left a map, right? Well, I mean, they left a map for somebody.
Right.
Yeah, they're trying to communicate out, right?
Yeah.
But we do that too. I think tonight we're gonna see what we can do. Maybe we can catch some good stuff.
Well, we were just last night when we were just looking at the stars and the fire was going down. We started seeing lights, and believe me, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely try to disprove some of this stuff just to make sure we see that if it's fact or fiction. And we definitely got a local skeptic here with us at this cabin who is always up there like, oh, it's a space station, oh, it's the satellite, oh, it's a and
it could be.
It could be.
Could be.
But you definitely feel a natural element here where you're tapped into something.
You're closer to the earth.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, looking around, it's beautiful.
Oh yeah. Seriously, This is your first UFO on the level off the grid.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a guest again.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be good. We're gonna have the Charlatan Shadows series kick back off. We're gonna talk. What are we gonna talk about?
Well, I was saving that for the end of this, but it looks like that. Yeah, we're gonna do a Charlatan in the Shadows. A second one, and it's gonna be over Joseph Smith.
Oh, the Mormons.
We're
gonna do it.
They've been reaching out to us, and you know what? I understand that that's their religion, but there are also some flaws in the religion, and I want to bring it to light so people don't blindly follow this, what I could see as a false prophet.
Ooh.
But it has some deep history, and you always, just like our Crowley episode, you always got to understand like how people started, where they come from, how they evolved their cult following or religion, depending. But that's going to be a great episode here, and then probably the next month or so.
Yeah,
if we can get it out.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna get that out there and just put it all on the table, I guess. See what we got.
Absolutely. But one thing I would really like to also go into would be there is a great YouTube episode on refracted light by Robert Staffieri. And it talks about who Manly P. Hall is.
Oh, right.
So, you look at Manly P. Hall, he was a mystic probably in, the 60s, I want to say? 60s?
50s, 60s?
Yeah. And he did a lot of great writings, and a lot of his writings on the Masonic teachings was written before he was a Mason, and people go, well, how can he do that? And I haven't formulated my conclusion on Manly P. Hall yet, if I'm for or I'm against. But the one thing is, he was grown up in the Hermetic esoteric studies because his mom was a devout follower to the Rosicrucian Fellowship, which is not our Rosicrucian
order, right? Yeah.
Order. Yeah. No, there's several different ones. There's Amwork. There's the Rosicrucian Fellowship. There's the Golden Dawn, who has a role in different things. But it's interesting, if you get the chance to listen to that Robert Staffieri on the story on Manly P. Hall, you hear that he was grown up in these teachings. Now, the one thing is where did this Rosicrucian Fellowship come from? Well, it came from a Danish mystic named Max Hindel. And Max came to America, got into the Theosophy with H.B. Blavatsky and Leadbeater. And one of the things that he did, he tapped into a meditation where he met these secret chiefs. And these secret chiefs spoke to him on what Rosicrucianism was and what to do, and I really want to go in deeper more on an episode in the future on who Max Hindel was and who was kind of like the man who behind Manly P. Hall.
Sounds great. Yeah, I mean, because he was at a very early age, had astounding knowledge of the esoteric and the mystery schools and things that...
I think he was a part of BODA, which is, I can't remember what the abbreviation is, but that's another mystery school. But that will be another interesting story for another time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be rad.
Yeah, so...
Well, thanks for coming out and hanging out with me.
Not a problem.
This is fun.
Yeah.
I think try to enjoy more of this before the sun goes down, and maybe fire this thing back up and see if we can find anything out here.
That's what I would like to do.
Yeah. So, cool. We'll do it in a minute.
All right, my brother.
Hit it.
Yeah, no, satellite wouldn't be that bright.
That's slow either.
Yeah, no, it'd be moving faster. I don't know if there's a plane here, right there. Can you see it with that?
Oh yeah?
What do you see?
A ball of light?
You don't see any, do you see any green or
No, here.
any red?
Yeah, I see it. What the fuck that is? Have you looked at this with an airplane with this thing?
Yeah, you can see the fucking airplane.
It's like moving freaking slow right now. No, I see it. I got it.
Jeff, what is it?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's not a plane.
It's not a plane?
No. It could be like, is it the space station?
No. I just saw the shooting star behind it. Did you? That was my flashlight.
It's not a plane. It's something in the atmosphere. I don't know what it is.
Uranus.
Yeah. Probably is Uranus.
There's a plane below it. Look, over here. It's a plane below it over here.
All red. All red. He would turn him in.
I'll tell you one thing that really shocked the shit out of me is one of my men got on with that teaching about.
I'm glad you're telling me these days because I never beat him. Oh, okay.
So suspicious. A couple years after he died, he and his wife were swingers. I had no idea.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But I always wondered why
Yeah, you can
people
swing with
looked
it.
at me whenever they were my neighbors. And I was you know, I was down the mountains, people were looking at me, and I guess several people knew that I was working with them. What was it? Was it a telephone? No, it wasn't there. I think it was the space station.
No, it's still there. I'm looking at it. Dude, I'm still looking at it.
Pretty good, though, right? But that was pretty well, that was moving. That was moving too slow to make sense. CE5.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Well,
Boy, things are like different. A lot of these are red.
I just think that
I know you took it.
I was way fucking hammered.
What's causing the red? The red shift. Oh, that's neat. Right there. There's something. Holy cow. Now that. Right. I lost it. That was something.
Is that some weird shit?
Yeah, because it was going pretty fast and it just slowed way down and then it started going like faster than it had before.
Come down to us now, I've only seen a light one time that dropped down, and that's when I didn't record it. Shit
Right there. There's something. Holy cow. Now that. Right. I lost it. Right there. There's something. Holy cow. That. Right. I lost it. Right there. There's something. Holy cow. That. Right. I lost it. Right there. There's something. Holy cow. That. Right. I lost it. Oh, that's pretty neat. Boy, things are like different. A lot of these are red.
I just think that
I know you took it.
I was way fucking hammered.
What's causing the red? The red shift. Oh, that's neat. Right there. There's something. Holy cow. Now that. Right. I lost it. That was something.
Is that some weird shit?
Yeah, because it was going pretty fast and it just slowed way down and then it started going like faster than it had before.
Come down to us now, I've only seen a light one time that dropped down, and that's when I didn't record it. Shit.
Did it stop moving?
No.
It's moving real slow. Wow, what is that? It changed direction. Right? Is it going to the right now?
It's still, it seems like it's on a straight course, but it's slowing down. Something just fucking passed it on the back end. There's something behind it now, over there.
Wow, this thing's getting brighter. It looks like an orange. Look at this. It looks like an orange ball.
It's going slow, it's not fucking blinking. It's an orange globe on this. What the fuck is that? And it seems like it's super fucking close.
Looks like an orange blob. Do you really want to see it? Huh. There's a plane right there. Look, the plane behind it. Look.
Yeah.
That's a plane.
It's like fucking breathing now. Look at it, dude. It's like breathing.
Oh, it's moving faster now.
It's fucking breathing. That's so weird.